Lisa and Wayne both love football, always have, and huge Carlisle United fans. Lisa had 3 boys, Ben being the middle one, which many of you know through photography. Sam comes to quite a lot of games. He's currently at university in Manchester, but when he can, he'll come up and watch a game and loves football again. Daniel, the oldest one, just has given it a miss, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I would say that she knew what she wanted and she was determined to get it. I don't know where she got that from. She didn't really enjoy schoolwork, couldn't see the point of it because she couldn't see what her life planned out with schoolwork. Of course, 20 years later, she said, "Mum, why didn't you make me work?" I said, "Make you do anything?" She left school and took up a joinery apprenticeship. And it turned out to be a great thing because once she was married, her and her husband, who is an electrician, did up a house and made a good job of it. She was focused, but her whole life was about those 3 boys. She was determined to bring them up to the best she could, and she did a damn good job. About 12 years ago, I unfortunately was diagnosed with breast cancer and had to have an operation, and Lisa came and carried stuff for me. We did a game together about 4 days after I was out of hospital by her handing me everything and me pressing the button, and it worked very well. And she then decided she wouldn't mind a go, so she did a couple of friendlies with me, and she had the eye, there's no doubt about it. Ben really didn't get much option, it had come down to him. She was at a game, I don't know, I wasn't there, and she came home and she said, "Mum, I've seen my wedding dress." And I thought, hey up. I said, "Well, I didn't know you were looking for one." Oh, she says, no, but I will get married in a Carlisle United dress. And I said, okay. And I think she was about 15 at the time, and she was married at 25, but it had stuck with her. And that's exactly what she did. There was a company in Brampton called Wedding Warehouse who'd done an exhibition at half time on the pitch, but the one on the pitch was in the home colours. Lisa wanted the away colours because she was going away, and she had 3 bridesmaids, one in red, one in gold and one in green, and her husband wore the red, gold and green waistcoat. She was married in church in Appleby, and the man who played the organ played it in a Carlisle United shirt. And we got, the next away shirt was the yellow, and the club got it signed with all the players' names, so, and her husband still has that framed. It was a lovely venue, and it was the 16th of May, which we didn't know when we booked it, was cup final day. So I had insurance. It cost me all of £1 that if Carlisle made it to the cup final, the wedding was cancelled and we'd get our money back and we'd do it another time. And everyone was in favour of that. But as you know, Carlisle didn't make it to the final. Ben had started photography with me, but Lisa wasn't well, and we couldn't really get to the bottom of what was wrong. And finally, we got a diagnosis that it was cancer. Well, that was frightening, but so many people recover from cancer, it wasn't that frightening. I took her for all her appointments because Paul had to look after the kennels while we did it. So I went one day and the specialist said that he was very sorry, there was no way, couldn't operate, there was no hope. And so I then went to the car, and Lisa by this time was losing her sight. And she said, "Mum, what did he say?" And I was driving down the dual carriageway to Hardwick Circus. And I said, "Lisa, I can't tell you now, I'm driving." So we carried on down Warwick Road, and I pulled in at Brunton Park. and told her it was terminal. And she was an amazing girl because she took it and she says, right, I want you to stay with me while I tell the boys when we get home. Yeah. And then we drove home and she was laughing and joking with me. And it wasn't that she didn't understand, it was just her way that, yeah, we'll deal with that, we'll deal with everything else. She was so lucky because her granddaughter was born in September, 10 days before she lost her sight, so she did see her granddaughter. And it got worse. And we were still going to football. We both felt it was a bit of a relief, a bit of a break. And Lisa understood that when we were at football, we couldn't think of anything else. But Simo knew, and he would always ask how she was and whatever, till we got to January, and unfortunately she died. And Ben and I talked and we decided that yes, we would go to football. Lisa would want it, whatever. So we went to football, and just before the kick-off, Paul came down the tunnel, and as he always did, he just raised his eyebrows, how is she? And I shook my head. And he knew immediately, and he came and he gave me a cuddle and Ben a cuddle. And as this happened, the paddock behind, quite a few people knew, and they just gave a very respectful clap, and it caught on. And it was the most amazing thing because it was so spontaneous. It wasn't let's clap for somebody, it was just we're here for you. And it's something I'll never forget. Thank you, all of you. She tried very hard to make a silver wedding. That would have been May. She didn't make that. But she made so many other good things. She was 50 when she died. But she did an awful lot in those 50 years. I know even at a funeral, so many people came and wished the boys well and everything else, that I'm very proud that she was my daughter. And it's lovely to share Carlisle United through your families and whatever. It's so nice that Ben has the interest, and I'm sure everyone knows exactly what I mean. He'll look at you in a certain way and you think, oh, there's your mum. And of course now, he has his daughter, Scarlett, who I am determined I will take to Brunton Park next year. And I can see it again coming through her. I had her for the weekend, actually, and a couple of times she was quite naughty. And she looked at me and I thought, oh, there's your grandmother. But no, football is a wonderful thing in that it has so many people involved with it and so many generations involved with it. It's nothing really has that connection with people the way that football does. She said to me and to Paul, don't know what you're going to do with it. And when this came up, I spoke to Paul, and Paul said yes, he would love it to be exhibited. We felt that she would, so we're very happy to put it in. I don't think people realised quite what it was going to be like. I think some people were imagining a shirt, and it made quite a stir. There was pictures in all the local papers and whatever. The first showing of it had no sleeves. Now Lisa, as I say, she was quite strong-willed, and at 15 went out and got us a tattoo that said love there. And then, of course, as she got older, thought, I don't really like this. So it was decided we'd have sleeves, which she did. And they actually, I think they worked very well. And the badge, of course, we had to have the badge, and we were fortunate to get the green one. We looked everywhere for shoes and we couldn't find anything that was right, and we saw those boots which had silver laces, so we took them out and got the red, gold and green in. It doesn't upset me, which is good, and I don't think it'll upset Ben either.